Hi, this is my Spokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are embarking on part 5 today of this great topic: how to attain financial freedom as a young man. How to attain financial freedom in your life as a young man. Today, I want to start with simplifying your life. If you want to attain financial freedom, please simplify your life. Be a simple person, be easy going, because that alone is actually saving money. There are people that are complicated, people of fashion, people of style, people of glamour, people of entertainment of others, people that want to shine, people that want to be Mr. Know It All and Mr. Everything, Mr. Having Everything. And therefore, because of that, that embarks you and engages you into debts, and it makes you to actually spend a lot of money trying to impress people. Now, simplicity becomes more cost effective in life, because when you are simple, you'll buy even the simplest of clothes and put them on, because you would learn and understand what is the meaning of clothing, because the meaning of clothing is actually to cover your body decently. And that's very important. That's the purpose of clothing. Now, there are people that would actually go further to buy very expensive clothes. Some fly even overseas to go and buy labels, clothes that would be extremely very expensive. Things that even when you're putting on, nobody will actually see the difference, but just because of the label, the name, and you buy that, and it's actually massively expensive, and you know that that is actually accelerating in spending your money or wasting your money. And that's very important. Now, that actually is complicated by people that live complicated lives. Now, the people that live complicated life are those people that want to be seen as rich while they know they cannot afford. We know people that want to be seen as famous people, and therefore they want to maintain the standard. And they put up the high lifestyle, stay in places that they cannot afford to pay even the rent there. People that will stay in places where they cannot even afford paying for the rates and taxes there. And as a young man, please be considerate. And I'm speaking about simplicity. If you still at your level can stay in a shack, please stay there and don't feel pressure about it. If as a young man, you can still stay in a rented room, and that's the only thing that you can afford. So please get that rented room and use it and pay for it and stay there, and don't be pressurized. Don't actually be pressurized by your friends that are actually staying in townhouses. Don't be pressurized by young friends of the people that are your peers that are staying in estate houses, because you're going to be pressurized by them, and you're going to do things that you cannot afford right now. Now, I'm saying live simple. If you can still walk, because you may not need the car now, and don't buy a car because your friends have got cars already. Don't buy a car because your colleagues are having cars already. So please check your pocket, look at your affordability, and live a simple life. If where you are, you can still take a taxi to work. Don't be pressurized by having a car and driving a car that you may not be able to afford the petrol tomorrow. You may not be even able to afford the spares of the car when it's broken. You may not even afford to take the car for service because you have got no enough money. But you're pressurizing yourself by not living a simple life. So please, if you are to take a taxi to work, take a taxi as much as possible. Don't pressurize yourself by actually putting yourself in debts of buying cars that you cannot afford. Now, there are those of you who can actually do well with just a small car. It doesn't consume a lot of petrol, and it takes you from pillar to post. It takes you from point A to point B. You are able to go to work and knock off. By the way, a car is just but transport like any other transport. You need it to take you from one place to another. But don't pressurize yourself to go for very high range, expensive cars just because you want to compete with your friends, just because you want to show off with your friends. Live a simple life and get just a small car that will take you from one place to another. Now, there are smaller cars, brand new, that you can afford with a very cheap amount of repayment every month. It pours petrol that is affordable. You can fill up the petrol. Rather than running and going to buy very expensive luxury cars that you may not be afford to even maintain them, please, at this point, buy this small car, drive it and go to work and come back. Don't be afraid of what people are saying, because in any case, you can still be able to arrive to a place where they arrive. So car is a transport. So it takes you to where you want to go. So the very same people driving very luxurious big cars, if you're going to a destination and you're driving a very small car that looks like it may not arrive, you're going to arrive, they're going to arrive. That's mission accomplished. All of you have arrived at a place where you're supposed to be going to, and that is accomplishing the mission. Don't be pressurized, therefore, and drown yourself with debts because you want to impress people. Live a simple life as a young man. And I want to emphasize this because it's very important that you live a simple life and you don't pressurize yourself. You don't make yourself as if you are rich while you're not rich. You don't make impression with strangulating yourself with debts because you want to impress people, and that is not on. And it is actually killing many people that fall into stress and diseases, lifestyle diseases, particularly because they wanted to impress many. And now they are drowning in debts and not affording anymore. So please be careful of that as a young man and don't engage yourself with that. Finally, increase your cash flow if you want to be financially free. Now, if you want to attain financial freedom, increase your cash flow. And I want to emphasize that increasing your cash flow needs a little bit of planning. It needs a little bit of wisdom. It needs a little bit of thinking thoroughly and outside the box. And when you think outside the box, you're going to look at what can I do to increase my cash flow. So in other words, there are different avenues, and I've spoken about them, some of them in part 1, whereby you should look at what else can you do to increase your cash flow. Do I need to work overtimes? Yes, it could be one of the things to increase your cash flow. If it's possible to work overtime, please work overtime, increase your cash flow, and get a little bit more better financially. There are some of you who are in sales, and it could be that increasing your cash flow is to work a little bit more harder, where you will get your incentives, where you will get your commissions, because you've worked a little bit harder, and that is increasing your cash flow. So please do so, because that may be actually a way to do. So please work a bit harder. Make sure that you make your cash flow increase because of some commissions, some incentives as well that goes along with it. Other ways of increasing cash flow would be just to have additional small business that could actually be boosting you up financially. I've spoken in part 1 about things like network marketing that would actually boost your cash flow on the other side. So there are those things that you could actually do in order to bring in money, things that are additional on top of another. And I must really say that use your time well, and that is increasing the cash flow, whereby you're looking at your weekends. You might be idling during weekends and not doing anything. Another way of increasing cash flow is to look at what can I do to add up on what I'm having. You could actually decide on doing some chores for other people, and maybe you are skilled in a certain area in your life. So please scrutinize the skills that you have. And the skills that you have could be the skills that other people need. For instance, some of you are working, but then over the weekends you could be doing plumbing for other people, electrical work for other people, some handy work for other people that will bring some additional money, and that will actually increase your cash flow in your life, and you'll actually be having a little bit of more cash in your hands. There are those ways of increasing more cash flow by making sure that you increase your portfolios in everything that you do. If you're running a business, so please, you may need to expand your business bigger, or you may actually need to add up some small businesses that will connect to the type of business that you do, and that is a way as well of increasing cash flow. There are many other ways of increasing cash flow, but I want to end up here today. Your host, Maikonas Bogani. Thank you very much for listening to us and be part of this great topic. And I hope you've earned a lot of learnings out of this. You've actually learned a lot, and you will make sure that you apply those principles that we've shared on this platform. How to attain financial freedom, and you will be financially free, and soon I'll hear from you that you're financially free. And I would love to see you being financially free as a young man, and I believe strongly that you will be. May the good Lord bless you. Please also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure that you click that notification button. Be part of what we're doing, so that each and every video that we post may actually speak to you and notify you, and you'll be able to engage with us and be part of our teachings. And allow me to say, may the good Lord bless you once more. Your host, Michael Asbogani. Cheers for now.